Welcome back to the fourth episode of the Coach's Corner here on the campus of Life University. My name is Billy Mangum. I'm the Sports Information Director, joined by head women's volleyball coach Steve Wilcosky. Coach, had a tough weekend down in Mobile, but it seems to be one of those things where we go to the fifth set in every single match. So talk a little bit about this weekend and how you thought your team performed and just came up just short.
Yeah, so we played well. We were up in two of the matches. Out of the four matches, we went to the fifth set. So we're competing. We had the lead in the William Carey match. We were up 24-19 in the fourth set to win the match and just couldn't finish. And then the same thing happened against Mobile. We were actually down 2-0, came back, forced the fifth set. We were up 14-11 in that match, and once again, when we couldn't take a big swing to put it away. So we're learning a lot about ourselves. The good thing is our team knows that we're better than our record shows. We could easily be 12-5 right now. We've been to the fifth game 7 times now, which is almost half of our matches. So we are battling, we're competing. We're talking about these things in practice, and hopefully now that we start conference this week, that we'll be able to put it together. Now our Friday home match, first conference match, is against defending national champions Lindsey Wilson. So what better time to shock the world than this Friday night?
Yes, sir, you're right. But yeah, I think it's gonna do a lot for your team to only be playing one match, because throughout the whole year they've only played one match a day. I think maybe once, and that was the Kaiser game, because it's been tournament. It's been 2 games a day. I think that'll be interesting, to have your players in that one match kind of mindset where it's there's not another game to bounce back. You've got to lay everything on the line, and if we're being honest with each other, these are the games that really count. Everything up until conference doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, but what really matters is how you do in conference play.
I agree. I think we scheduled a little bit tougher this year. We wanted to challenge them. We definitely got that, and hopefully it prepared us. It's done what it needed to do the preseason to prepare us for conference.
Yeah. So let's look a little bit about your team. Marin Black doing an outstanding job as a freshman. At libero, the late addition of Mary in the middle. Talk a little bit about your team and how it's starting to kind of form together. Had a couple of different people playing in some different positions. Gabby Farron, she was a libero last year, arguably one of the better attackers this year. Taylor Parrish doing a great job in the middle, setting people. You're starting to get into kind of the flow of who's playing where.
Yeah, so we're fortunate to have some pretty good freshmen, Aaliyah Dorland and Marin Black. Marin's now our starting libero and has been super consistent, brings great energy, and her passing for serve receives has given us plenty of opportunities. We're fortunate to have athletes that can play multiple positions, starting with Chelsea Hill. She's really good in front of the setter off of 2 feet or behind the setter off of 1 foot, and we use her in different places along the net. And then moving Gabby, we needed to fill her back in to the outside position to complement Liz, and that's been great. Now, unfortunately, Gabby wasn't able to play this past weekend due to an injury, but she'll be back hopefully this weekend for conference. And then we were able to find get Mary Zimmerman, who's a 6'2" middle that transferred to us from Middle Georgia and has just been a great addition. Adds height, adds a presence. We definitely need to try to figure a way to get her the ball a little bit more and get her confidence and open up some things offensively. We've also had another freshman, Olivia Thompson, who's joined us and is every day getting better and better and better. So the setting position is still battling. We're trying to keep finding that consistency. Taylor seems to have the edge right now, and as she keeps developing and getting confidence, I think she definitely will just keep evolving. Amber Harris is pushing her every day. Amber was her starting setter, and it's a good battle between those two. And I like to see it in practice and how they just approach the command of the team and their work ethic. So
Yeah, I think a little competition goes a long way, especially on your own team.
and they support each other, which is kind of cool also.
So let's get a little bit of an update. Last time we talked about your team writes on the board what they're trying to work on in practice. How have you seen that kind of evolve and take on a life of its own?
They're definitely embracing it. They understand having a goal every day is a good thing, or for the week. We've enjoyed that. We've also included now critical threes. So there are a lot of important minis that we have to get good at. But each week we try to define what are the critical three for that week that we need to get good at. This week, obviously, number one is finishing, right? We want to finish points and finish matches. Two, we worked on it last week, but this week it's still going into our resiliency.
So, Coach, about to start into conference play. We talked a little bit about that earlier. What's the overall mindset? This is almost like postseason play for the most part. This is when it counts. What's the kind of mindset as you guys head into conference play and really start to face some top opposition?
So the biggest mindset is we got to get the little things right every single time, right? So process. The results, we don't really control whether we win or lose, but I think our approach to it, I think our level of execution, being able to do it consistently. I'm very confident in our coaching staff, and I think we're fortunate to have Eric Duda, who brings such great knowledge to the team, and I think we're prepared from that standpoint. Now can we get the girls to execute and be adaptable as they're playing? So if teams are making adjustments, that we can see it and make adjustments right back. And that's the thing about our sport, is that it happens so fast paced. To be able to take information and apply it quickly is something we got to just keep getting better at going into this conference season.
Yeah, and using that information to kind of control the momentum, because volleyball is a very, very energetic, high momentum. Where you could make an argument that soccer is the same way, where once the tide shifts, it's so hard to fortunately for volleyball, you guys have timeouts, so you can use your timeout correctly, bring everybody back together. So last thing, tomorrow at Hoyle's Kitchen and Bar, you will be appearing on the Coach's Show, not the Coach's Corner. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at Hoyle's, we'll be having our live Coach's Show with two of our players, Liz Mann and Chelsea Hill, who will talk a little bit about the season and their process. We want everybody to come out there and support. If you haven't been to Hoyle's, that place is really cool. Good food, good atmosphere. It's great that it's close to the campus, and they're such a great supporter of Life University athletics. So we'd love to see everybody there.
Yeah, all Life University faculty, staff, and students get 20% off food with your Life University ID. So we definitely encourage everybody to come out there. Coach, thank you very much for joining me. And up next, we'll have men's soccer head coach Alex Palma. Thanks, Coach.